My friend, my heart is in anguish and pain when I look around and see the chaos and madness in the world today. That's why, my friend, we dedicate this special day and this episode to spreading love to the whole world, making sure all these people we see, all earthlings, live in peace, are honest with one another, and they all unite, my friend. That would be a world full of good vibes. And we trust in the Creator here to help us in making sure that our world will be like that. So, my friend, before we dive in, we ask for help from our Creator and give thanks for the day and our lives. We shall be doing so shortly after we hear from this Good Vibes book of wisdom that is also talking about our mighty Creator today. This is what it says. He trusts in the Lord. Let the Lord rescue him. Let him deliver him, since he delights in him. Yet you brought me out of the womb. You made me trust in you. Even at my mother's breast, from birth I was cast upon you. From my mother's womb, you have been my God. Do not be far from me, for trouble is near, and there is no one to help. Many bulls surround me, strong bulls of Bashan encircle me. Roaring lions, tearing their prey open, their mouths wide against me. Well, my friend, this is from Psalm 22:8 going down. It's talking about the things going on right now in our world. Let's ask for help from our Redeemer before we dive in. Let's do so together kindly. Thank you, wonderful Father, for your child here, today's viewer. Thank you for uniting us together with them. All glory and honor, Father, belong unto you. Dear Lord Father, we have videos here that we shall be reacting together to with your child. May you bless us through the videos, Father. Thank you for you will fill us with your love through the video, Father, and we shall extend the love to all those around us, Father. Be with us every minute till the end, Father. We shall be thankful when we wrap up this video. In your mighty name, King of Kings, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. Interesting source. Let's dive in. Good vibes all the way.
There's something going on with our weather, and it's affecting different countries worldwide. The next 3 videos are literally from Spain and the United States. Around November 21st, 2024, multiple witnesses in different cities throughout Spain walked out to something weird in their skies. These clouds that were bright red, seen all over Spain. The first video was Valencia, the other one is Paiporta. But this is where it gets crazy. Around the same time in Florida, in the United States, a woman walked out to a bright red sky, like everything was red. And it wasn't only reported in Florida, other states saw the same thing. So what is causing this? Take a look at these videos and tell me what you think.
Miramos que se ve como de un color raro en la noche, ¿no? Y mira esa nube, ve, mira, vos puedes creer, cariño, esa vaina como está. Eso da miedo, mira. Ay, ¿qué? Ahora ya acá en Valencia le da miedo a uno que el cielo se ponga así, mire. Es clarito y vean ahí. Ay, Dios.
Este es el cielo ahora mismo aquí en Paiporta. Nunca había visto yo un cielo igual aún. Nunca. Me da miedito, vamos, parece de película.
Here, but it is red outside. It's red. Is it the apocalypse? Oh my god. It's like 5 o'clock p.m. like November the 19th, and it is red outside. That is freaky. It is so freaky. Oh my god. Look. There's no sun, it's overcast. weird.
What is this you are seeing here? It looks like some machinery of some kind. Oh, no, or is a base, or is a spaceship. What is this thing? Which machine is this? Oh my god. Huh. Has extremely big fans. Oh my god, what is this? English people, what are we seeing here? Hey, some machines you have myself, I've never had.
The expedition team made an astonishing discovery inside a mountain. They found a massive structure embedded within the mountain, but strangely, construction had stopped after only a third of it was completed. The statues inside were also only half finished, abandoned in place. What could have caused this? What stories lie behind this unfinished work? From the completed sections, it was clear that the original design was meant to be grand and magnificent. The structure cleverly utilized the mountain's natural stone, carved with intricate detail, like a sparrow perched on a branch. When a man stepped through the building's entrance, he couldn't help but feel a chill, raising goosebumps on his skin. He saw a statue standing in the center, but only the base was completed, with the stone inside appearing black. 12 massive pillars stood on either side of the entrance, exuding an imposing presence. In the southeast corner, there was a foul-smelling puddle, which everyone avoided. As they moved to the other side, they noticed the entire ceiling looked like it had been blackened by smoke, greasy and dark. From above, they heard rustling sounds and looked up to see some unfriendly creatures flying overhead.
It has been freaking me out for about 15 minutes. I know, dude. What's going on? What are you seeing? Something's been spooking him. He's jumping around. This dude. What are you seeing? Why don't you back up? Charlie. I know. Calm down. It's okay. What are you seeing? You're freaking me out, buddy. Do we need to go? Should we go, Bubba? You tell me when it's time to go. Because I don't know what you're looking at, but when we need to go, you let me know, buddy. What's freaking you out, bub? Okay. Should we go? Yeah? You leave when we gotta go. As soon as you walk out, I'll be right behind you.
How come I can see the moon sometimes during the day?
Oh, it is up in the daytime just as much as it's up at night. There's a biblical verse that said, and God made two great lights, one to light the day, one to light the night. Ever since then, people associated the moon with just the nighttime. But the moon you just don't notice it because the sun is dominating the source of light.
Well, Neil, before you came on, we were on the dark side of the moon, but you've lightened it up for us.
Oh, don't talk about why you guys are getting at me. 1973, Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Album, The Dark Side of the Moon? There is no dark side of the moon. And I've been working round the clock since then to try to undo this misunderstanding of the world. All sides of the moon receive sunlight. A day on the moon lasts a month.
Disciplining your child would be if they knocked over a drink. Not only did you show them how to clean it up, but you showed them how to pour it. Conditioning your child would be if they knocked over drinking, you beat the living dog shit out of them. Because with disciplining, there's a checking for understanding because you are teaching them how to do something. And they're demonstrating to you that they understand it by doing it. But if they do something and you just beat the dog shit out of them, the only thing that they know is that if that drink falls over, regardless of what the reason is, that they're going to get beat. A disciplined child is a child that pours drinks carefully and knows how to clean up liquids. A conditioned child is a child that just avoids pouring drinks around you because they know they're just going to get their ass whooped if something bad happens.
Guess what? There's an element called ether, which was removed from the original periodic table, but which actually exists and which our ancestors used to power and get free energy. Ether is the element that connects all of the universe electromagnetically. This is also what causes chi in the body. The people that lived here before us knew how to harness this energy through the structure in their buildings. In 1887, they conducted the Michelson-Morley experiments, which proved that ether did not exist, but the experiment was flawed. As a result, we have been missing a very important scientific piece of information. So since then, our science has been totally flawed. In 1986, the Air Force conducted another experiment, which was published in Nature magazine, and this proved that the ether field does exist. The rotation of ions in the ether electromagnetic field can be converted into vibrations to generate energy. To make these ions vibrate to create high frequencies of electricity in space, a resonator is required. Here is a resonator in a cathedral in Sofia. Gold and copper resonators are found in all of the architecture from the Old World. The flowers within the small squares are acoustic resonators, just like the rose windows. Symmetrical shapes force ions to vibrate in a constant manner, generating electromagnetic and sound waves of specific frequencies. A resonator oscillates at electromagnetic or mechanical frequencies, including acoustic ones. To build a resonator, you need highly qualified people. A resonator is an ion fusion reactor in a toroidal shape. In previous times, the central engine of a resonator could be located in what is now called a baptistry. The device was a fusion reactor, cool-powered by a natural spring of living waters under a silver or gold dome. The engine heart were located underground in these octagonal shapes. The people who have taken over our world have destroyed this technology, and we think that this is only decorative. Our beautiful old buildings were the engines, and now horrible engines are inside ugly buildings. Ether is part spiritual and part material, and as Nikola Tesla once said, the day science begins to study non-physical phenomenon, it will make more progress in 1 decade than in all of the previous centuries of its existence. Nikola Tesla used the ether technology for his wireless energy transmission, and hopefully soon we will again be using ether and the power of free energy.
Check this video out, y'all. This hunter runs across this shelter in the woods, and he decides to leave a trail cam for 7 days. Check out this structure first, you guys. He finds this in the woods, so he decides to leave a trail cam strapped to a tree for 7 days, as you're about to see here. He leaves it strapped right to that tree right there. As you can see, the trail cam is pointing directly at the structure. Seven days later, along with many broken limbs, this is what he captures on the trail cam. Check out that Sasquatch right there. He captures this on the trail cam after leaving it strapped to a tree, pointing right at the shelter for 7 days, you guys. This is without a doubt legit evidence that these creatures exist and they're out there. I'm gonna zoom in so you can get a good look at him. He's gonna face forward here in a few seconds. You're gonna see just how wide he is. Now, if this was a man in a suit, it'd have to be Shaq or somebody, or just look at that shoulder span. That is not human. Check it out, you guys. This is a Sasquatch, up close and personal, that was found near this structure. Check it out, you guys. Amazing creature. Look at the bulkiness of it. Hair coming down to the face. Can't really see his face, but you can kind of make it out.
Something's been pushing me to look up what the word Milton means. Okay, we all know this hurricane is heading towards Florida, and you know, we pray for everybody there and hope everybody's gotten out safely. And for those who have stayed, you know, we've covered them with God's hand and hope that they can be safe and taken care of. But something's been pushing me for days to break down the word and not to do it normally. And this is how God works with me sometimes. And I don't understand this message, but this is what I got. So if you break down the word Milton into two, mill and ton, and you use the slang understanding of the word, not the actual literal word mill and ton, okay? So what I got for mill was to beat, strike, fight, or overcome. And for ton, the slang meaning for it, one of the meanings is lashings. So you've got to ask yourself, what is happening with that area, that whatever's driving this hurricane, whether it's a natural phenomenon or whether it's helped along the way by other things, okay? Why is it that Florida's being beaten down so badly? I mean, sure, they get hurricanes. We all know that, right? But these are just getting catastrophic, and I don't believe in climate change as much as they say, right? A word, not the actual literal word mill and ton, okay? So what I got for mill was to beat, strike, fight, or overcome. And for ton, the slang meaning for it, one of the meanings is lashings. So you've got to ask yourself, what is happening with that area, that whatever's driving this hurricane, whether it's a natural phenomenon or whether it's helped along the way by other things, okay? Why is it that Florida's being beaten down so badly? I mean, sure, they get hurricanes. We all know that, right? But these are just getting catastrophic, and I don't believe in climate change as much as they say, right? Obviously, the Earth evolves. It has for billions of years. So it's going through cycles, but is there a bigger, agenda to what's going on here? I'm sitting here having my coffee, and I just put the peanuts out for the blue jays, and I can hear them flocking in here to get their food. And it's calm. The sky's a little gray, but an hour away from here, they're going through a horrific time right now, and it just doesn't seem to make sense or be fair to humanity that there's so many things like this taking place, and people, are struggling like this. I know we don't live in a perfect world, but we should be living in a perfect world. And you just got to think a little deeper about that, I guess. But yeah, to beat down, strike, fight, or overcome, and give it lashings. That's what Milton means if you take it in the slang understanding. Just think on that. How many times are we saying that word out loud and reading that word? And words are so important. What we speak happens. It's so true when they say, watch your words. You could pray against the weather and things like that. It's important to do those things. So try not to say the word out loud anymore. And maybe if all of us started doing that, it would diminish a bit. Let's just pray for everybody in Florida and stay positive for them. And I hope wherever you are that you're safe and that you have a good day. Talk to you again. Bye.
Hi, my God, what type of smoke is this? Oh, man. This is no ordinary cloud. My friends, are you seeing this? Are you seeing what's going on here? Huh? Looks like some fishy activities in the skies there. Oh, unbelievable. Man, what's going on? Is this smoke? Vapor? Oh my God, what is this? Huh? And then something just entered inside there, a growing stuff, and the whole shape of that thing changed. When it's coming out, it has a different shape. Huh? What are these things? Well, this is quite unbelievable. Yo! Only the people in that area can tell us what was going down. Or you, my friend, do you seem to understand? It's a alien stuff or what's up? Crazy, man.
All right, I'm about to give you the secret that you'll never learn from a psychologist because they're unaware of this themselves. All human suffering comes down to one thing and one thing only: the fight or flight reaction being misprogrammed in childhood for every single man, woman, and child. Every single person in existence is going to experience being not good enough, is going to fear abandonment, is going to have thoughts and experiences that there's something wrong with me. They're going to have a trigger called stuck paralyzed. All the triggers from disappointment to failure to everything that gives you anxiety, including anxiety itself, even confusion. Confusion is a trigger. It is the neurological reproduction of dissociation that happens in the very first fight or flight reaction of childhood. Every single human being has one of two principal ego formations. That would be the people pleaser principal ego formation, or what you call narcissist. And narcissists differentiate into schizophrenia and other dissociative disorders, but make no mistake, every single ego is a dissociative mental health disorder. Analytical thinking is the antithesis of genius, because analytical thinking is only compensatory to total loss of awareness. Notice how you only analyze when you're confused, when you're triggered, when you're trying to figure it out, because figuring it out is how you invent a someday future of healing that always betrays you. Because these malformed emotions have no sensitivity to reality. And so when you live your life trying to fix change yourself, trying to adapt, trying to figure out how to be perfect in someday futures, you lose your ability to be present now. Now is the only time that really exists. There's no future, there's no past, and everything that they call trauma is a lie. Traumatic experiences are true, but traumatic experiences only look like adult experiences because it's the same trigger being activated. You're not good enough trigger, your fear of abandonment, applies to every single area of your life, all the time. You live in vicious circles simply because you live in avoidance of these emotions. It's not even life you're afraid of. You're afraid of disappointment. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of abandonment. You're afraid of humiliation. You're afraid of being not enough. But why? Because of how you feel. That's it. But you see, the intensity of fight or flight was meant for animals to survive certain death by fighting or running, not avoiding being embarrassed socially, not getting better grades, not demonizing yourself, not getting stuck in abuse cycles, not trying to give you an anxiety attack to where you get ulcers trying to do math homework. All the anxiety, all the confusion, all the dissociation is human suffering, and enlightenment was the only cure. Western psychology is a failure because we've had the cure for thousands of years, and Western psychology, in its grandiose entitlement, fails to even acknowledge the truth that sets you free. The truth is, the me that you're preserving, the false identity of your pretentiousness on a day-to-day basis, everything you do to fix and change and overcome yourself validates the false, inauthentic notions that there's something wrong with you, that you're broken, that you're abandoned, that you're just not enough. And so as you dig in to fix yourself, you perpetuate the very thing you're trying to fix in the effort to overcome it. You make it real, and you project it into your future, that you live in avoidance. And so your life becomes a comfort zone. And some comfort zones are grandiose narcissists needing to be better than everybody else, endlessly chasing more. 23 cars is not enough for an Andrew Tate. And on the other end, you have the grandiose victims, the covert narcissists. Every day a victim. And then you have the people pleasers in the middle. And that could differentiate into any other mental health disorder. So the ego is the mental health disorder because the ego projects its fears of failure, disappointment, its grievance with reality. It forms groups of shared victimhood. It creates social hierarchies that always collapse. Every society run by ego, whether it's capitalist, communist, socialist, will fall because of ignorance, because of the imbalance of power that will always ensue, because as we justify our selfish crusades, we overlook reality itself. that we will deny climate change, we will march forward to war, we will repeat our own personal histories without seeing that on a collective scale, simply reproducing history itself. So as you walk around in avoidance of being not good enough for the duration of your entire life, you fail to see that there's 400 million Americans doing the same thing. Diffusing responsibility, forfeiting power to the powers that be, crying to Congress, not even using your own mind, failing to continue to learn and develop yourself because you're so afraid of failure, so afraid of being wrong, you've even lost the ability to creatively think at all. If somebody else didn't tell you everything, you wouldn't know anything. And so most people are so dissociated, they want the bare minimum just to get by, just to be enough. And that's it. And so the truth that sets you free is that you are not broken, you never were. There's no such thing as an adult being abandoned. That is absurd. It's ridiculous that simply neurologically positive feedback loops of separation anxiety are what causes the abandonment. That's it. Why do you feel abandoned? Because fear for young children is always separation anxiety. The fight or flight reaction of all young animals is just to run to the mother. And so when you observed yourself during the fight or flight reaction, you thought something's wrong here, it translated into something's wrong with me, and every emotion that you observed either as missing or present became a trigger, became the explanation for what's wrong with me. And so there is nothing actually wrong with you other than the pervasive experience that there is something wrong with you. And if you were to let go of the something wrong with you, the experience vanishes, and so does the crusade to figure it out. And so when you stop trying to figure out life, you regain present moment consciousness. And the neurological boundary between subconscious and consciousness vanishes, because the fight or flight reaction is the principal reduction of consciousness from an infinite behavioral response to an infinite reality to a forced fixation on a threat where you being not good enough is the threat. You being broken is a threat. You being abandoned is a threat. And you're always conscious of that, always obsessed with it. And so your mind is organized around the avoidance of all your triggers. And that's it. If you never were to let these go, there is no understanding, there is no psychological modality for you. You can get diagnosed, you can gain understanding, and the only thing you get is the ability to explain yourself. If all you want is to explain yourself, then keep trying to understand. If you want to find yourself and be yourself, then it's time to start paying attention to what I'm telling you. If you want freedom, that's what I do. If you want understanding, then you can go keep drinking the Kool-Aid of modern Western psychology. The greatest curse upon mankind is today's psychotherapist.
Gold is mined. As we pull it out of the earth, it is 24 karat gold. That means it's 100% gold. And 18 karat gold, 9 karat gold, 10 karat gold is all expressed as a percentage of that 24 carats. So if you have 18 karat gold, that means you have 18 parts of gold and 6 parts of alloy. And if you have 9 karat gold, it means you have 9 parts of gold and 15 parts of alloy. If you have more white metal in the alloy, you're going to head towards more white gold. And if you have more copper in the alloy, you're going to head towards more rose gold. Because rose, that color comes from the copper metal itself.
My God, this looks like a photo of the sun. And guess what, my friends? In the sun, there is something that is not being burned.
This is not what this account is for, but UFOs crash landing all overnight. Honestly, in the last couple days, have you seen them? And what's crazy is I see these videos on my For You page, and they're like, holy shit, what is that in the sky? What are those lights in the sky? What's that trail in the sky? And they're like exceptionally convincing. And then I go back to look for them not even a few hours later and I can't find them. I can't find it in my watch. I can't find it in search. I don't know where they go, but they're everywhere. As someone who is addicted to TikTok, there are UFO sightings being posted that look legit as fuck from random ass Ma, Pa, Joe, Sheila accounts. I would say go look, but you might not find them.
Researchers at REM Space just confirmed that they had 2 people communicating in REM sleep, and they can prove it. For the first time, 2 people have successfully communicated in their sleep. Further down in the article, the researchers state that they believe that communicating in REM sleep and the possibilities that it will bring will be the next step after AI. That's going to be the next step in technology. And when you think about it, it sounds pretty amazing. I think if we can get the next 10 or 15 years without killing each other as a species, we are going to see some of the most magnificent advancements in the human brain and science.